They say your wedding day should be the happiest day of your life. Mine became the day the world watched me unravel. I was supposed to be married in a castle in the south of France, wearing Elisab and walking down an aisle lined with white orchids and Swarovski crystals. The ceremony was meant to stream live across 5 continents. Vogue was covering it. Celebrities were on the guest list. It wasn't just a wedding, it was an event, and I was supposed to be the bride. The center of the dream. Instead, I was the headline of a very public nightmare. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me take you back to the beginning. Before I knew that sometimes love doesn't save you, sometimes it shatters you. I met Daniel Ashford on the kind of night where you feel like fate might be real. It was a winter charity gala in London. I was there as a representative for my PR firm, mingling politely and mentally counting down until I could leave. Daniel walked in wearing a navy velvet tuxedo, and somehow the temperature in the room changed. He had the confidence of someone who never had to prove anything. The Ashford name carried centuries of wealth and reputation. Private jets, Oxford degrees, palatial estates. Everything about him screamed legacy. I, on the other hand, was Emma Wilson, raised by a single mum in Eastbourne. No family fortune, just ambition, hard work, and a CV I had built line by line. The night we met, I was wearing a rented dress, pretending to drink champagne while secretly Googling the art collection I was supposed to be impressed by. Daniel found me in the corner, avoiding attention. He said something clever. I laughed, and the conversation never really ended. We were opposites. He grew up with rules about monogrammed towels and hunting seasons. I grew up with second-hand furniture and 3 jobs to get through university. But somehow we worked. Within weeks, he was taking me to art shows, vineyard weekends, and private dinners. At first, I felt like I was watching my own life happen from a distance. Then it became normal. Beautiful, expensive normal. The first time I met his mother, Margot, she greeted me with a smile that never touched her eyes and a comment I'll never forget. "Oh, you're very casual. That's a kind of confidence, I suppose." I knew in that moment I'd never be enough for her. She wasn't loud or overtly cruel. No, she was worse, quietly critical. The kind of woman who said nothing but made you question everything. She spoke in polished sentences, never raised her voice, and always referred to me as Daniel's friend long after we were officially engaged. Daniel told me not to let it get to me, that she'd come around. But the truth is, she never did. And deep down, I knew that no matter what I wore, what I accomplished, or how much her son loved me, I would never be her version of worthy. 2 years into our relationship, Daniel proposed. We were on a yacht off the coast of Capri. I remember the exact second. The sky was blushing pink, my hair was windswept, and he knelt in front of me holding a diamond that looked like it had been stolen from the crown jewels. He said all the right things, and I said yes. The wedding planning started before the champagne bottle was even empty. Margot took immediate control of the process, claiming she only wanted the best for her Daniel. She hired planners before I could breathe, approved venues I hadn't seen, and vetoed flowers, caterers, and musicians like it was her wedding. But I let her, because I loved Daniel, because I wanted peace, because I thought I could handle it. Besides, the dream was beautiful. Chateau de Vaux-le-Vicomte. 180 guests, a 5-tier cake flown in from Vienna, custom calligraphy on each place card. My gown was custom Elisab, inspired by Grace Kelly and dripping in hand-sewn crystals. It took 9 fittings and 3 international flights. We were in every bridal magazine. Vogue Weddings followed us for an exclusive feature. People called us the Ashford fairy tale, the girl next door and the heir to a dynasty. No one knew how tightly I was holding myself together. As the wedding day approached, the tension with Margot worsened. She began inviting Daniel's ex-girlfriends to pre-wedding events as old family friends. She accidentally left me off email threads. She suggested I wear my hair up because it elongates the face and draws attention away from the jawline. She even insisted on a second bridal shower, one without any of my friends. Just her society ladies sipping champagne while asking where I trained and if I was planning to work after marriage. I felt like an exhibit. The night before the wedding, I sat alone in my suite, staring at my dress. It was too beautiful to be real. White silk, embroidered bodice, delicate sleeves. Olivia, my best friend and maid of honor, popped open a bottle of Prosecco and told me I was glowing. But I didn't feel like a bride, I felt like a prop. And still, I told myself, this is just nerves, it's normal. Cold feet, a big day, it's fine. It had to be fine. June 15th, the morning of the wedding. I woke before my alarm. The sky was clear, golden light spilling over the countryside. The chateau was buzzing, stylists arrived. My mother hugged me with teary eyes. Olivia brought coffee and whispered, "This is it." The glam team worked on me for hours. My dress went on like a second skin, my veil shimmered. Guests had arrived in designer suits and couture gowns. Drones hovered for aerial shots. The floral arch looked like something out of a fantasy film. Everything was perfect, except Daniel wasn't there. At first, it didn't register. They told me he was still getting ready. Then they said he was on a call. Then his phone was off. Then the best man went to check his room and came back pale. "He's not there," he said. I felt the first crack then. Not panic. Just a hollow pop in my chest. 15 minutes passed, then 30, then 60. The wedding planner whispered behind a clipboard. My father's jaw was clenched. My mother started praying under her breath. The violinist stopped mid-piece. And still, no Daniel. Then Olivia's phone buzzed. A message from the hotel concierge. A note had been left for me, written by Daniel. "Emma, I'm sorry. I can't do this. I know this is sudden, and I know this will hurt you, but I need to step away. I hope one day you understand. Please forgive me." D. No phone call, no goodbye, no explanation, just a note, just silence. I remember the way my body stopped moving, like every muscle froze. I felt my legs give out, and then I was on the floor. People rushed toward me, voices blurred, champagne glasses shattered somewhere. Someone called my name, and then I saw her. Margot. Standing across the courtyard, poised in a sculpted blush gown, not a hair out of place, not a single tear. She held a martini and gave me a look I will never forget. Cold, victorious, undisturbed. I pulled myself up and walked toward her. I don't even know how. "Where is he?" I asked. She tilted her head. "He made a difficult choice, dear, but the right one." "The right one?" "This wedding, it was never going to work, you know that. Deep down you must have known." "You did this." She didn't answer. She didn't have to. Later I would find out the full story. She had flown in Charlotte, Daniel's ex, the week before the wedding. Booked her a suite in a nearby hotel. Arranged a dinner. For closure, she claimed. I don't know what she said to Daniel, what threats she made, what doubts she planted, but I know he crumbled, and I know she smiled. Guests started leaving quietly. The string quartet packed up. The staff avoided my eyes. Vogue canceled the feature. Someone took down the chandelier. My father called for the car. Olivia sobbed as she helped me out of the dress. I stared at myself in the mirror. Mascara streaks, pale lips, bare shoulders. Not a bride, just a woman abandoned in a castle.